What it do? Thank you for tapping in for another edition of Live on Sunday, man. It is I, your greatest host in the known universe. I go by the name King Crowder. I want to thank you because you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with your boy. If you didn't know your boy Mobile this week, we had Mom Duke's house. That's why I ain't got my normal setup, my normal everything that we normally have. We actually mobile, man. We on actual East Coast time. If you didn't know my lineage, like I always tell y'all, my lineage, we come from the South. Thoroughbred through and through. Monroe, North Carolina, Hollis, Virginia, Mount Pleasant, Tennessee. Those are all my roots and exactly where I come from. So today, I'm in the country. I'm in Hollis, Virginia, man, and it's a blessing to be here. The outside tastes different. The energy feels different. The traffic is slow. People are here, and we are surrounded by the FBA family. You feel it? You could sense it, up here for not so much of a good thing because, the road's trial and everything, like I'm honest with you. But just up here, seeing family, seeing the resemblance of where we come from, following up on our conversations, and actually hearing what the other side of America is talking about, man. You don't tend to hear it or think about it that much, man, but there really are two Americas in this country, y'all. And the America on this side just move different. They breathe different. They act different. They think different. They move and conversate themselves on a different level of capacity, man. But today's subject of Live on Sunday, man, you know how we always do. I want to give you game. I find it interesting that the FBA wave is over here, y'all. It's the FBA lineage based. What we talk about, what we feel, has already hit this side of the town, the communities, and we already see it strongly. But one thing that was very interesting to me, why I've had more time than I've ever had, traveling, flying, doing all that thing, is why do people that are not of the lineage choose to speak on it so much? Follow me. Vic Mensa has so much energy, so much talking points about FBA, disparagingly along the lineage, but you never hear him speak disparagingly about people that speak out against us. The one key factor that I want all non-FBAs to understand is that when you talk about what the foundation and what Black Americans are doing, and you only critique one way, we see that coming. Stop saying this from love. Stop saying this from compassion. Stop saying this from a level of understanding. It's none of those things. What it is that you want to correct. You want to chastise. You want to symbolically tell you who we should think, how we should think, what we should feel, and also how we need to be moving. You don't believe me? Let me show you, FBA fam. First video is of your boy Vic Mensa, y'all. But the one thing I want you to understand, I want you to listen to the tone. I want you to listen to the tone. I want you to listen to the energy, and I want you to watch the response patterns.
Somehow the I'm not African arguments just keep getting weaker. So let's dive into it.
I'm not from Africa, bro. And you might be, I don't know, Eritrean.
And remember, when they say I'm not from Africa, like I've told you on previous posts and previous live, it is not as saying that we don't understand genetically we all come from there. Everybody knows that. What we are saying is that in the world, in the time frame that we're living in, when you talk to people that are not of the lineage, they will tell you you're not that. So I don't understand why the post immediately target us rather than saying, why do they feel that way? Or is your intent to make sure we understand why we don't feel that way?
Eritrean.
Niggas don't want to take DNA tests? Fine. But plenty of Black.
And did y'all catch that racial slur he said outside of lineage? I want you to always peep that. There's something funny in Streaming University with Castanet even going on, y'all. There were a lot of Latinos who refused to stop saying the racial slur. And then they wonder why the FBA delineation movement is so strong and the energy of overcorrection is so strong is because we see, we feel, we operate, and we're responding to those microaggressions.
Black Americans have. This 23andMe study looked at 5,000 self-identified African Americans and found
African American is an old term. He does not represent and even understand that. Remember that. You can tell when somebody's outside of the know-it-all, the how, the conversations of what they've been talking about, when they choose to use words that they want to label you as, that is totally outdated. Let's keep listening.
On average ancestry, 73.2% African, 24% European, and 0.8% Native American. If you want to look it up yourself, it's in the American Journal of Human Genetics. Now, cue the same nigga who believe a YouTube video called The Real Truth They Hid From You Part 17 being like, nah, I need a stronger methodology.
Remember, always cut them by the knees. Always disparaging the comments. Never addressing the end of the conversation, the talking point. It is simply, let me ad hominem, let me change the conversation, and let me tell you what I think you should be called towards.
Then DNA science. Fuck. Next, let's look at literature. Zora Neale Hurston has a book called Barracoon, which is a first-person account of the last enslaved African brought to America.
That is true, y'all. There is some Africans that were enslaved that were transported here. It was only 4% of the transatlantic slave trade. If you don't want to read me, look it up. 4% of the slave trade came to the United States of America. Where did the other 96% of Black Americans come from? They're a mix. Native, formerly enslaved, ancestral, and other people were already here on this land. That is the part that he chooses to ignore. Yes, the 4% are relevant. On the South Carolina coast, on the Florida coast, on the Panhandle. Yes, all of that matters. But the rest, i.e. where a lot of people come from, my family, were already native to this land and mixed in. I don't know why that's hard to understand. I just don't get it.
In his own words, a man named Cujo Lewis, originally named Oluwale Kosola, told her about the Dahomey raid on his village, where he was held, the Clotilda ship that brought him here, the name of the slave owner, his time in servitude in Alabama, and later his founding of Africa Town. Oh, and they found the boat, nigga. Archaeological evidence.
Remember, look how small that boat is, y'all. Don't let that screen past you. I want you to pay attention. Where's the boat and all the ships that we should speak about, Vic Mensa? I see the editing. I saw the play. I saw the little bit of literature. But what I saw was one boat that could possibly ship a couple people. That took 9 months to get here. Tell me the boat where they were doing that for over thousands of people over time and time of years. That's the problem, my brother. That's the problem that we got to.
Let's examine religion. Catching the Holy Ghost looks eerily similar to this Yoruba Orisha possession ceremony, doesn't it?
Remember, y'all, everything, let me pivot, let me discredit what you stand for.
That's damn sure not how the Queen's church does mass. Fuck is you talking about?
I want y'all to pay attention to how dismissive it is, y'all. I want you to pay attention to the tone, the energy, the mentality, the eye loan, the feeling, the microaggressions when he speaks. All of that should be very alarming to you. It is to me.
I may sound thirsty, but it's more of a hunger. Let's talk food. Gumbo is a Bantu word for okra. Ngumbo. Okra is not native to America. It came with the slaves, brother. Now, how about dance? You mean it?
But you keep forgetting that corn is. Other devices are. Other things that people lay, they are. I'm deemed evil because of an honor my order. That's fact. No, I don't think you deem evil, love. I just think people have different conversations about it. You feel me?
Tell me footworking from Chicago is different from this Vodun dance I saw in the ceremony in Ghana?
I think it's not different from the footwork you see in Mississippi, though. That's where a lot of that stuff comes from. Most of Chicago people come from the southern parts of Mississippi. I don't think it looks the same. I don't think so.
This shit look like Walla Cam. It's the same shit, nigga.
It's not, though.
Here's where I'm gonna end, because it's hot. Niggas in my comments talking about a book called They Came Before Columbus, but they clearly didn't read it. I did. The book makes the argument that Africans reached the Americans before Columbus, evidenced by sculptures in South Central America called the Olmec heads with African features. The problem with using it for your argument is that even if Black Americans descended from them, those people came from Africa.
But they had an ethnogenesis, Vic. I don't know why that's not clicking. Y'all catching that? He's naming, he's dancing around the points, he's having a conversation about the points, but he's saying, forget the past 700, 800, 900 years. What I want you to focus on is what I want you to listen to. I want y'all to always pay attention to something. If I have to change the perspective and change the argument, that means A, I'm unacknowledging how you feel and what you think. B, I don't respect what you think and what you feel. And C, I'm doing a colonial mindset, Jim Crow, racism, whatever words you like to use. It's the same tactic. Vic doesn't even understand in real time. He's practicing the same form of ethnic cleansing. I'm telling you what you should think. I'm telling you what I think. And what I read and my interpretation of what you think is law. Forget what y'all talking about. We ain't trying to hear what y'all saying. I'm saying solely feel that way. My neighbors talk to me about I'm evil because I'm not Christian. Don't worry about that, Miss Stroh. Remember, people are allowed to have a religious beliefs. I think it's cool. Let them believe what they want to believe. You know what I'm saying? Tell them, I wish you well. That's it. You follow me? A lot of you aren't Christian. You can be spiritual. You can be multiple things.
That's the whole thesis of the book. I understand the damage that 500 years of anti-blackness does to the psychology of a person.
What about colonialism in other parts of the continent?
We've been told that to be black, to be African, is to be genetically inferior, is to be criminal, is to be worthy of death and worse.
Africans don't call themselves black. That's step number one right there. And that's not something we all don't know, dog. We all know that, Mr. Vincent. The only person that use identically the ethnically term of black is Black Americans. Meaning people outside of our lineage find that term disrespectful. The whole Godfrey joke is I know black is a real thing. You have to address it with the other side. You're speaking to the people that identify, that embrace it, that say it, that mean it. You're not speaking to the people that use it as a slur. So everything that you're using, you're talking about, I feel like that energy is never the other way. And that's the reason why it's not respected or received. If you had that same energy with those who use the terms, they'll use the words and the slurs and a negative connotation, and you said it towards them, we be willing to listen. But every term, every slur, every energy, every talking point that you use is targeted towards us. That is why Black Americans are refusing to listen. So you have to understand this, Vic. All the talking points you use, all the energy you have, all the disrespectful tones. What it do, well, McCall that? Doesn't land well, man. It doesn't. And Mike, just to give it for you, man, we got the Vic Mensa video. I'm going to let Mike hear it a little bit more.
Here's where I'm going to end, because it's hot. Niggas in my comments talking about a book called They Came Before Columbus, but they clearly didn't read it. I did. The book makes the argument that Africans reached the Americans before Columbus, evidenced by sculptures in South Central America called the Olmec heads with African features. The problem with using it for your argument is that even if Black Americans descended from them, those people came from Africa. That's the whole thesis of
Man, what?
I understand the damage that 500 years of anti-blackness does to the psychology of a person. We've been told that to be black, to be African, is to be...
Mike told of the argument, Mike. Mr. Mensa is saying he has a problem with Black Americans choosing to self-identify as what they are, Mike. What is up with the celebrity class always being on the wrong side of history, my brother?
And you know what makes it so crazy to me, that what I think is the problem is, and it's no problem with this, but he, you know, he does have a Ghana passport and a Ghana residency now. He has traced his roots, his personal roots, back to Africa, and that's cool. But all of us, and I say this, and I hate that I have to keep repeating this, but all of us did not come from Africa. If you look at it, yes, okay, you can say that the Moorish people that dwell in America beforehand, that may had small traces of African, but when you look at the African and you look at us, right, like literally look at us, and we look like two different people, right? And it's a distinctive, and I'm not trying to be like classist or anything like that, but it's a distinctive look when you look at somebody from Africa. No matter what country in Africa they come from, they look very similar to people, right? We do not look nothing like them at all. So you can tell we're a different type of people. We were already here. We were indigenous to this land. And I hate the fact that they try to whitewash it and make it seem, not whitewash it, but make it seem like, yeah, we derived from there. We were here. We were a different people.
I think the biggest thing that's glaring to me, Mike, personally, is the skin tones. And I had to think about this. Wife put me on this, Mike. We always have, because we eat sweet potatoes a lot. All of us have us a brownish, reddish undertone, Mike, even with black. I never thought about that till she told me that, Mike, but we do. Mm-hmm. Even you, Mike, you got a brownish undertone. I'll have a brownish undertone. It's very rarely you'll meet somebody outside of where we from, Mike, that is truly a jet black, sort of like a Ben Crump type of black. It's very true when she told me that. I was like, dang, I never thought about that before, Mike, but she said, yeah, you don't never see the phenotypes of even black looks different. I was like, dang, it's kind of true, but I guess the one thing for me, Mike, is that me and you old enough to remember, Mike, all these conversations I never remember being talked about, man. You remember in college, Mike? They let you know you wasn't African. Am I tripping, Mike? That was That was a main talking point and a conversation point, man. Mike, tell him what. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, man. All the good news about my dog, growing good. Life is good for my dog. What McCall at, man? We gonna keep it running. I'm at mama's house, Mike. If you can't tell, trying to thug it, trying to get it, man. Trying to.
Hey, the show must go on. Hey, before we go on to the next segment, bro, and I'm gonna text you this link. Shout out to our little brother Mellow Fresh. Came out with a video today. I'm gonna send you the link so you can try to throw it in at the end of the
we can throw it in, man. We can make sure you.
Matter of fact, go to his YouTube, bro. It's a long video, bro. We gotta play it though.
We will, man. Mellow Fresh. Let me go ahead. We could do it now.
YouTube.
Mike said he want to do a review on it.
We ain't got to do it right now. I'm just saying, shout out to him. You could cue it up. We could do whatever. But shout out to our little brother Mellow Fresh coming out with a video. It's a spectacular video. Please go and check that out. Go like that. It's very cinematographic. It's very the editing skills that our little brother has is amazing. So go view that and enjoy that and follow him and give him all the love, please.
Shout out to my dog, Will McCall. Shout out to Melly, man. We will shout that out later. I promise. Standing on business. Mike, we got to keep it going. Mike, your favorite talking points, Mike? Why do Black Americans reject the African ideology, Mike? I want to know, why do all these British podcasts want to speak on this? Mike, take a listen.
I kind of fall into that trap of like not being proud of being connected to Africa. You know what I mean? I always tell them, like, if Africa was in a position, like a financial position, as like some European countries, you'd be a lot more proud. Because you don't understand the history of how things are, right? Yeah. But in college, I was, a lot of my Black friends, I was born in the States, they were like trying to be connected to Africa. So I love that switch that happened. Even like now when people do their 23andMe, they're like, I want to do my 23andMe. Like, oh, yo, Chin.
I love it.
But I'm 20% Nigerian.
They get their results.
I'm like, yeah, man, you are, bro.
Mike, I want you to notice. You notice that everything has to be linked to where you're from to be acceptable. Mm-hmm. It's never acceptable, Mike, just to say, no, my people from here. I'm cool with that. Why does it always have to be, you have to get stamped by me before it's legit? Do you notice that, Mike?
It's crazy.
I noticed that every time until they stamp it with an African country that they feel like it's worth, even though a lot of the countries weren't made to the 1960s, Mike. I did my homework. Do your homework, Mike. Nigeria wasn't a country till 1961. Did you know that, Mike?
Well, we got to understand what the countries of Africa really are from a historical background, right? There was a Geneva Convention, and it was in Germany at the time. I forgot the date historically, but all the Europe and Africa wasn't invited there. This is the fight that they should fight, right? Not the American fight at all, but the fight that I'm about to discuss with you. There were multiple countries there. There was Germany, there was Austria, there was France, Italy, England, everybody, right? Everybody. It was Geneva Convention. They chose how to slice up Africa, literally slice up Africa, because the Africa that was existing before colonization, it was just no boundaries. It was all one place, and they have 150 languages in one little small drop of area. And when the Europeans colonized it, that's when it became Nigeria. That's when it became Ghana. That's when it became Congo and things of that nature.
What it do? Go ahead, Mike. I'm listening.
So we got to understand that that's their fight, right? That's why not rise up against, instead of trying to get reparations on what happened with slavery in America, reparations on you coming to be colonized to my land and stripping it of its resources. That's a fight in itself.
Why don't they ever talk about that, Mike? Because you cooking. That was fire what you just said. Why isn't that a talking point? Why isn't anything like that ever discussed? I notice a lot of the times what we are and what we're doing is discussed. It's never, I think I've ever heard a podcast with them talking about that. Am I tripping?
Nah, you're not. But people not going to do the historical research as well, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I just think for me, Mike, if we're going to keep going back to the video, it's strange almost. Like, yo, we're discussing our issues. Regularly, this is what me and Mike do. We discuss the Black people's plight, all that stuff is regularly discussed. So that's what we focus on. But when you come in giving an opinion and it's never about what y'all problems are, but you tell us everything's great, then Mike use a historical marker, which he's 100% accurate on, and that's never say, yo, what's the effects of the Geneva Convention? What's the effects of that? Y'all talking about Jim Crow, the South. What is the effects of the Geneva Convention had on your family? For real.
Bro, it changed the trajectory of what Africa was as we know it. You know what I'm saying?
But Mike, they don't discuss it though. So it feels like Stockholm syndrome. I hate to use that word. I could be wrong. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like y'all don't even mention it. It's strictly what Black Americans need to be doing, repping y'all. And it's strange. I'm gonna keep letting it cook, Mike. I'm gonna keep letting it cook.
You know what I mean? Because I'll tell them, like, even like Nigerians, like, we didn't draw those lines. We didn't carve out our country. White people did that. Yeah. And so like if you don't even know what country you're from, claim all of it, bro.
Word.
You know what I mean? Because yes, like
I absolutely love that, and I love that, for all the heat that 23andMe is getting for all the selling data. That's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother conversation.
Elon has it. Elon has it.
But
Elon's like this. I really feel.
Yeah.
So going back to their point, Mike, and I thought it was deep, but when they skipped by it, why do we gotta claim everything? Why ain't y'all claiming it and repping it hard enough? I don't get that, Mike. Like, nobody gonna rep the beach harder than Mike. Mike, a beach baby, born in Mike. I can't rep the city harder than Mike. Mike, my dog, and I lived in the beach, but I can't rep it or touch it like somebody that's from there. I don't get that, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I tripping? Am I off base, bro? But like, if you're from that place, y'all have to put it on the map. You can't put it on me to do that. That's literally what the conversation's about. I don't know. I'm gonna keep letting it play, Mike. I'm gonna keep letting it cook.
But all the data they have,
yeah.
I'm gonna start putting it in my robots. I'm gonna make a Nigerian robot.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, come on.
How cool would that be, right?
Nigerian, can you believe?
Mike, with a Michael Jackson damn shirt on. You know what? I'm tired of talking about this, Mike. I'm already getting upset. Mike, you didn't even tell me at the beginning. So when you hear that rhetoric, Mike, before I move on, I know I'm over it too, but it's something that we got to, the reason why we got to do this, Mike? The young cats like when we keep doing it. You know how many young cats told me that? They like it.
Why do they like it?
Because nobody else talks about it, Mike. Nobody else says how to respond. What do you say? How do you get back to it? Everybody else say we all Black, and we know that ain't true, Mike. Because they're going to let you with it. But a lot of young guys might talk to me for sure, especially when you say it sometimes. They like to hear because they like to have the equipment to how to respond accordingly.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so you don't know who listened to Mike, but I've had a few of them get at me, Mike. But something else that touched me this week, Mike. I'm gonna go to Mike's video. We'll go there. Keep it going, Mike. I didn't know the terms, the wherewithal. We don't need to claim them America. Period. Big facts, y'all. Y'all don't know. At Bill Pracker, the first time in Atlanta yesterday, didn't know that a Pan-African rodeo existed. They flew the Pan-African flag and American flag while saying National Black Anthem. Yeah, that's crazy, Mike. I ain't never heard of that. I don't know if you ever heard of that, Mike. We have a voice. Nobody in Africa in 2026, the EU provides 2/3 of the GDP. But we have the energy to speak for us. That's a fact too, Mike. They cooking right now. I don't know but there's another good one. Y'all hope y'all strap yourself in. Mike, I hope you're ready.
Cicada season is back. Every 4 years or right around any election season, whether it's midterms or whatever, there always comes the political cicada. Because see, you don't hear from these folks no other time of the year. They silent, they missing, gone like your tax refund. But let a presidential election happen or midterms coming. All of a sudden they pop out of the dirt with all this stuff to say. Killer Mike, Jill Stein, Ice Cube, Nick Cannon. I consider all of them to be political cicadas. But the thing about cicadas is they're loud as hell, but they don't actually build nothing. Just noise, confusion, and chaos. A whole surround sound of both sides are bad, but no real solutions for anything. Political cicadas don't come out to water the garden. They come out to shake the tree and harvest everybody for election season. That's the game. Dissension, doubt, to fracture the movement. And every election cycle, folks fall for it. I don't understand how, because they sound kind of rebellious, like revolutionaries, but they're not. Because when that election is over, They go right back underground, and you never see them again to the next cycle. Y'all know of any other political cicadas that need to be called out?
Mike, that was a great analysis, man. And I'm gonna let my dog Mike take it first. I didn't know that till she said it, but I like Killer Mike, but she ain't lie, Mike.
No, and I was like, damn, Killer Mike do be on some vote or die and all that shit. And it's like, bro, for
Mike,
real,
did
for
he
real.
too?
Right. And it's like, for real, family. Where y'all at speaking on these black things that's happening in like fuck the vote shit? Because if you really think about what the vote really is, and if you live in America, the electoral college is what determines the president, not even a popular vote. That's how you get screwed and get people like Trump, and you know for a fact the other person has won. Is who they want when they want it, and both sides are the same wings on the same bird. You know what I'm saying? But she's right. We get these celebrities that say, "Oh, it's important to vote, do this, do that." But my thing is this, right? If it's so important to vote, let's talk about voting all the time, every day. If it's so important to vote, why you not talking about voting these crazy ass people out, making these crazy ass rules? Why you not talking about let's vote for reparations, cut the check? If we ain't talking about making it, I sorry to go off topic. I saw a conversation, Terrell, and I think we have the wrong fight. I think me and you have the wrong fight because we keep saying cut the check, right? But I realize cutting the check will not make us equal because no amount of money will be able to make us whole for not being equal to the white man. If they cut the check, it's not gonna make us equal, but it's a start, right?
Yes.
So
That's
I think
the point, Mike.
I think what we got to shoot for. I thought about it, bro. For real, I was in the shower the other day, and I was like, "Damn, if we really got reparations, how happy would we be?" Because then all of a sudden we would just have money, but we still wouldn't be equal, bro. So are we having the right fight? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so we fight for we. Yes,
I
that's
think it's step one, Mike. It's not the whole step, but you're right, though, Mike. It is step one. Mike, still cut the check. Don't forget that, Mike. Cut the check.
Oh no, I still need my dividends. I still need my dividends, bro.
Rephrase that comment. Go ahead. Mike is
still. But I just don't like how that revolves, right? Because they make the vote seem so important. But if the vote is so important, why not vote for real shit? Fuck voting for the people. Let's vote for actions like, hey, cut the check. Hey, we need a black African American protective bill like the Asians got. We need some bread. We need some college. We need some good credit institutions. Like, I just want us to have, like, if you're gonna be that, right? And I may not mind if you talked about the real shit when you popped out. Like, hey, let's really get away from red taping and redlining and redeveloping the black neighborhood. If you like, I wouldn't mind if you popped out, right? You popped out and you was just like, boom.
Go ahead, G.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I really just wouldn't mind if you popped out and you just said, hey, let's talk about the redevelopment of the black school societies in education. And then you pop back in, right? It'd be cool. So if you're gonna pop out, have an agenda. But if you're gonna just pop out and tell us how important it is to vote, you can shut the fuck up too. You get what I'm saying?
No, I think the one thing that hit me home with it, Mike, is that I've never heard Killer Mike speak on Carmelo Anthony.
Facts.
I've never heard him speak on Jordan Neely, Mike. I was like, damn,
Facts.
You know what?
Nolan Wells. Where he at right there?
All that, Mike. And it was like, that is the biggest fact on fact that lady said is like, you talk radical. Nick Cannon talk radical, Mike. Then he got slapped in the wrist because he made a statement with them folks. And we ain't heard none since. But you got your show back. Everything went the way it went. But DC Young Fly and them got an issue with it. So it's like, you know what? Y'all do teeter-totter. Y'all do talk revolutionary, but actuality, you just shaking a cage and you don't want to make nothing happen.
Hey, Terrell, I want to make everybody aware of something that happened that I don't think nobody realized what happened. I forget what the law is, but they passed a law that our military and Israel's military are now going to share secrets, bro. Do you know how dangerous that is? Does that not sound like inter-co-spiritual espionage?
Man, because Mike, you better believe it is.
because and I'm pretty sure they're gonna cancel me for saying these type of things, and I'm okay with it. But if you have a logical mind when it comes to war and defense, that's not no ally shit. That sounds like an inside takeover. Because why am I sharing? Like, it's one thing to share certain military secrets, but we're gonna let you in on the things that we really need to be fighting and knowing about. It's crazy, and only you, like, and it's a law. How are these things happening?
Everything. Well, the first thing for me, Mike, is this: out of all the stuff we got going on, why are we worried about that? Housing is outrageous. The economy is trash. People are barely surviving. Why are we literally having a conversation about sharing military secrets right now? That's strange as in itself.
Why are we sharing military secrets?
Mike, strange. Why are we talking about reducing inflation? Why are we talking about having deflation? Why are we talking about a housing program? Anything. We're talking about sharing secrets in this time?
Why are we talking about the status of the food in America, bro? Is anybody paying attention, bro? I'm terrified. I'm terrified, bro. The food looking fake, and like, have you been seeing the videos, bro? Have you really been seeing the videos? Hey, I love whoever this lady is, bro. She be knowing I be speaking that shit.
That's true too, Mike. That's crazy. A lot of books, y'all. I don't know if you see all that, Mike. Florida outlawing books already in schools, Mike.
But you know, this is real life Fahrenheit. You remember the book Fahrenheit?
Yes, dog. Yes.
This is real life that. But I would, bro. I got so much to say, but it could cancel this. Things like this of this nature. Yeah, bro. Things like this of this nature, no one questions, and it bothers me and it scares me. Right? Why isn't it nobody in the like? What about the people that's standing up for the country that work in the military? Be like, hell no, bro. This shit don't seem right. Why we doing this?
But you gotta think, people are so worried about their current immediate needs, not even thinking long term like that. You speaking long term, thinking like everything is all right. But if I'm struggling, Mike, and I'm struggling to provide just the basic essential goods, I'm not even thinking long term. You could think long term, Mike, because y'all are in a better way. But Mike, the average American right now, struggling. So they can't even forecast 10 years, 5 years, 20 years down the road. They thinking about today. You feel me?
Man, I understand, but that is today, bro. We are giving away military secrets, and we are aligning ourselves with a country where it seems like a hostile takeover. Why isn't it nobody paying attention to that, bro?
People don't pay attention to nothing, Mike. If it ain't scamming, songs, 50-50, I'm tired of that shit too. Every time you get on Instagram or something, all you hear is 50-50, who paying for what? That's it. I'm tired of that. It's the same old conversation. And you know how it's real, Mike.
You talking about paying 50, the man paying 50-50 with the lady?
All that craziness, Mike. Like, man, y'all
okay, let me speak on that real quick.
Go ahead, speak on it, fam. Cook up.
So look, check this out. It's paying 50-50. Bro, I have been in relationships where I have done it all. I've been in a relationship where I paid the whole thing. I've been in a relationship where 50-50 financially worked for us at that time. I've been in a relationship where I couldn't pay anything at all. I think people need to stop the societal norms, right? And really be realistic with yourselves and understand what works for you and what works for your partner. Because if you're trying to, and sometimes financially, right? So both of y'all are high earners, right? It might make more sense because this ain't our dad's times where you have a whole job and you're paying for. Now, me as a man, I'm gonna try to pay for the majority of my household and everything that I can do, right? But sometimes it doesn't make fiscal sense if you pay everything and then be broke, and then your lady sitting there with all the money. It's a partnership, right? So sometimes you would have to pay 50-50. I pay 50, I might pay a little more than 50, and she pays some too. And then we both bread at the end so we can invest and restructure the home, right? So, like, why are y'all, like, and some of the ladies, let's be real, that are complaining about the 50-50 thing, ain't even got a man to pay more than 50%. So, I mean, I just think it's whatever works out for you and your partner. And you ain't got to let nobody know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to let nobody know what's going on. That's between you and the person that you love. And like I said, I've been in every situation where sometimes I paid the most, sometimes I paid the less, sometimes I paid equal. But it's what works for what your relationship is going on at that time. And stop letting these ladies make you feel like, dude, if you're going to pay the whole shit and be broke, it's no reason for you to pay the whole shit.
I think for me, Mike, it's your relationship. Stop listening to what we saying, Mike. Make it work for y'all. If right now y'all 50-50, it should be 100-100. What I mean is 100% invested. You 100% invested mentally, emotionally, with your body, with everything. Y'all have to be invested in each other. Don't listen to the outside noise, because what y'all have to do is what y'all got to do, period. All the discussion, Mike, all the conversation is pointless. Y'all doing all that talking, all that yapping. Are you happy? That's it. That's the whole point I don't get, Mike. And it's always people that ain't happy. The goal in every relationship, Mike, you done been in them. Be as happy as you can, y'all. Because if you ain't happy, don't shit else matter. That's it. Mike, let's keep cooking, Mike. Your favorite president. Your favorite former president, Mike. Said it again.
As you think about this Calais decision and the effective gutting of the Voting Rights Act through Shelby and Calais, how do we best respond? You're a brilliant lawyer, been a legislator and an executive. How do we best respond to what is really a setback in terms of a tool that we've used to protect our voting rights? How do we best respond?
Okay, real talk?
Real talk, straight talk.
I honestly don't believe that it will be any time soon that we are going to revive the Voting Rights Act. So I don't believe that it is going to be the best use of our energy right now to try to get that done, because I don't know that it's going to get done right now, the way this Congress is composed and the way they have been treating civil rights issues. I'm hopeful, but I don't know that it's going to happen anytime soon.
Mike, whenever she speaks, I feel like she don't know what the hell she's talking about. I hate to say it. Go ahead, Mike. What do you think reading that video, hearing that video? She always sounds incompetent to me.
Man, my thing is this. Why you popping out now? Where you been at? Why you popping out now? Where you been at? And I'm going to tell you why, bro, that I feel like the presidency really ain't mean shit to her, right? Check this out. Because if you were passionate about making a change, making a difference, and being the black, and I use that term very loosely. What's up with y'all? What's up with y'all not trying to, if y'all want to make
man,
change,
what?
Really cared about a change? Why are we like, where has fuck where she been at? Where the Democrats been at, bro? Where all the politicians been at besides Trump and his gang, bro? Where they at? Where they at, bro? Like, nigga, ain't nobody having no rallies, ain't nobody having no speeches, ain't nobody on TV. Like, seriously understand what I'm asking, bro, and think about
blicky every week. I pulling out the blicky every week and pew pew. Ice in these streets running rampant, Mike. Like you said, they in the streets,
bro. Where they at?
Letting loose. You ain't
where they at? So, bro, this is what I'm saying. If we're gonna really care about a vote, right? Care about somebody doing some shit. Like, no longer are the days of I promise I'm gonna do this. Do it first, and then maybe I'll give you the vote. Already be in the trenches giving us what we want before you step to that podium and tell me anything. So I could be like, he's a doer. I'm a vote for that guy, that gal, whoever it may be. But my thing is this, right? Where you been at, bro? Like, it's a real question, bro. I'm flabbergasted because I'm trying to figure out, like, how you just gonna pop up answering questions? Like, where the fuck you been at since you lost?
I tell everybody this, people don't.
I mean, you stopped it and enabled, I think some would argue.
Well, when the white vote turned out 71% 2 years ago, and the black vote turned out 59%, you tell me whose fault that is.
I guess
only 59% of African
church crowd, the James Clyburn era, or do we just let them die by the wayside, Mike? Because I couldn't even believe he said.
First of all, bro, get Papa ass on out of here, cuz. Like, oh, it's the
fault of the voters. It was 59%.
First of all, bro, Joe Biden old ass was not gonna get voted for. And secondly, y'all gave this lying ass bitch a platform, and she was not gonna get voted for either. Like, come on, man, y'all niggas just ain't had nobody, and it's cool. Like, y'all weren't prepared. Y'all got caught with your pants down. Y'all ain't had nobody fiery to get the young people started up. Nothing. Y'all could not win against Trump.
Period. Y'all talking all these talking points about what you're saying, all this flam, but nobody's addressing the people's needs. That's what Mike is talking about. We've been voting since we were 18, y'all, since Obama's first term. I heard all this about change, and we ain't seen change to nothing. I keep asking people, Mike, how do you get that Black Caucus job, Mike? Where do they recruit at? How do you get on? How do you get on with those APAC members? Mike, am I tripping? I've never seen them on our campus. I ain't never seen them recruit. Where they go to? Where do you see them active at? Aren't they supposed to be talking to us, Mike? Aren't they supposed to be asking us for our opinion, Black college students? Where do you see it at? Oh, we see y'all playing a public agenda. We see, Mike, R.I.P. to the brother, Charlie Kirk was going to those white campuses. He was in
the young people's faces. He was, whether he was right, wrong, or indifferent, that nigga had the seat at the table with the young folks.
Mike, none of them black leaders go there. None of them black political people do that, Mike. They don't go talk to us.
Bro, we ain't the only black leader I seen come to Hampton's campus was Bobby Scott.
What year was that, Mike?
I don't even remember, cuz.
Like you said, Mike, 4 years in a college university, me and Mike both the same. And we only had one political leader ever come talk to us. That's the problem, Mr. Clyburn. That's the issue. The disconnect and y'all expecting something. Remember, what they don't have an issue for, Mike, is that the younger.
That was a real
great talking point. That's why I wanted from Mike. Was Shorty cooking?
Shorty was cooking, bro.
I'm listening.
She was cooking. My thing is this, bro. You could play that route all you wanted to, but at the end of the day, no matter what the video showed, the video depicted our first lady as monkeys. And you posted it. Whoever made the video was racist because you could have made out of all the animals that was in the thing, everybody was an animal. You
could do. That's it, man. So like I said, but what was important about that video, Mike? People that do not know, and they ask all the time, Mike, how do I respond to that? That's how you respond. You press. You ask, if I post that, is that not something I believe in? Yes, it is. You don't repost anything.
Because that's, if you post it, you align with it. Because why are you posting something you don't align with?
Come on now. You only like, you only retweet, you only respond, you only engage with that. She responded to that phenomenally. Whenever somebody asks you that same question, people out here, family, you respond the same way. I want you to always have something in your tool belt. What we do here, me and Mike, is give you something to put in your tool belt and how to respond. You ain't got to be hostile all the time, but mentally, in this world that we live in, you cannot afford to be slipping. If you are slipping, it can cost you your life more dangerously. You won't know what's going on. And the reason why we got to stay abreast on things, Mike, as we keep cooking, man, thank y'all. We ain't going to be too crazy long tonight. Mike, did you see this shit happen in Spain this week, Mike?
Oh, damn.
At the border of Spain's North
African Moroccans
in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta.
Mike, I thought Africa was jumping. I thought they said that we didn't want to live, we live, Mike.
You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely overwhelm the border police. Their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore in other ways, some of them wading in the water as they break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have complete freedom of movement. This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are coming in without any obstruction. And if people don't know, Spain has a very left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for over 1 million illegal immigrants living in the country. They had 1.3 million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we call a pull factor, Sandra. They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left.
I couldn't believe that. Do you think, Mike, that we saw in 4K people running at a ball? Y'all feel me? Yes. Hey, what's up, y'all? I couldn't believe it. Look, I'm watching this video and watching people notice they said middle-aged guy. You're right. I noticed that too, love. She got that mic. She is pointing out something. They pointed out military age because they probably will use them for their military force. That is an unknown secret that we do use and mention a lot, that most of the migrants do go to military practice. Well, Mike, could you imagine being at the crib, seeing over 100,000 men go into your country? You know, you don't think about it when you're younger about how big security is and stuff like that, Mike. Do people even understand and recognize how serious of an issue that is in real time?
Crazy scary, bro. It's an invasion.
You don't know what they eat, y'all. You don't know what their diet's like. You don't know people's mental state. You don't know anybody's mental capacity. You don't know what it's going to cause a strain on your economy. You don't understand anything like that. Got you. You don't understand anything like that. So what you don't get, y'all, is that, man, you gotta kind of go with the sway. You gotta go with the energy. You good, man?
Sorry.
And you just gotta try to make it work. But people talk is crazy, man. Like, you don't want people to come over here. You want them to have the same access to activities. You want all of that. But in real time, I don't know if it's sustainable, Mike. I really don't, fam. I don't know if it's sustainable. I don't know how long it can go. I don't even know if mentally you can make yourself last when you see those type of things. You know what I'm saying? But as we continue to cook, you know, my dog Mike getting it right here, do a switch over on this camera. As we getting it right, we're going to keep cooking, man. Oh, it was a great story this week, man. If y'all ain't heard, man, this is a great conversation I saw. I think this lady's from Connecticut, New York. If you use self-checkout, y'all, should there be a discount on it? The reason why this came up, because they were saying that companies saved over hundreds of billions of dollars in labor. So the conversation was, hey, shouldn't these companies be honored to give a discount when using self-checkout? Mike, I agree with that.
Why is my phone doing that?
You good? New York City proposed
let me just go get your
on self-checkout, y'all. They proposed a discount on it. They say, yo, if I'm using self-checkout, that's a real problem. And they allow them to raise alarm bells. This is the season a lot of people for prayer and discernment. I agree. Well, I think the reason why people got alarm bells, y'all, because people are struggling right now. When I'm struggling in my own life, I tend not to look at what the world's dealing with. Y'all follow me? Whatever I'm struggling with personally, I tend to let things slide. I tend to let things go. I tend to only self-center my problems, my beliefs, and my issues. And what we are seeing in real time is that all issues we see going nationwide or abroad are not being discussed as much, y'all, because of the local level, people are feeling constraints. Just limit my access to what I should be doing next. I'm going to limit the food I eat. I'm going to limit the services I go into. I'm going to limit the apps that I pay for. I'm going to limit anything that will cause unnecessary amount of income to be taken away from me. I'm going to limit it. I'm going to make it go away. And I'm also going to reduce my access to anything that could drain me. So I got to monitor my expenses. I have to make things go up, and I have to shop at other places I normally wouldn't go to. That's the immediate fact I noticed quickly, y'all, while being out, even in a small town. I also noticed one other thing, y'all, is that the energy on politics is way stronger down here. In the H, politics ain't discussed. We ain't talking about it. Everybody's still talking about where we going, where we shopping to. But in our other places around this country, y'all, with the people we got going out and going in, they discussing the political point. They discussing the political issues. There is a conversation day in, day out of what we got to introduce ourselves to. I'm telling you. So as we continue to cook, man, our boy Mike, he getting back in there. A little technical difficulties. My boy Mike back. Mike, our girl, she swung it back. She just made another post, y'all. Let's go ahead, Mike, and take a listen.
DM bothered you when I communicated my point of view. And before anybody asks me, no, I am not interested in arguing with anybody on their platform. I don't even argue on mine. And I cannot take a Killer Mike podcast to the grocery store to buy eggs. But I will say this. If my content is making its way into rooms that it didn't used to, good. Because maybe some of the conversations that people have been avoiding are now too much to ignore. This is not the celebrity DM.
Mike, man, she brought a phenomenal point. And to catch a DM like that is crazy. Mike, what you think, fam? When she said all that, she said a lot, man. She was cooking on that one.
I believe in what she said, bro. If you felt that hurt, the aggressiveness is crazy. I think you should have just invited her to the podcast and y'all sparred out with words. I think the fact that you felt so inclined to DM her was crazy. Like, bro,
voice
like she
memo,
said,
Mike, not DM, voice memo. So you know,
yeah, you voice memo. That nigga probably was like, "You funky bitch."
Hey, we know since we all feel that that's
platform of being a celebrity. There's certain things you can't do once you take the people's money. Once you take the people's money, Terrell, it's an oath that you take, that you say, "Hey, if this shit go down, I'm gonna stay neutral. If this shit go down," because think about it. Why do they do this? Because they're scared to offend the people that are paying them. If nobody wasn't scared to offend the people that are paying them, every celebrity would be outspoken about every black thing. Or do they really just get the money and just don't give a fuck about us anymore? Which one is it?
I agree with you, man. I agree with you, man. I agree with you 1,000%. I thought it was real. I thought it was great. I thought it was refreshing to hear. And the one thing it made me think about, Mike, is that this is a new normal, man. Everybody has to get questioned. And if you're that sinful to a mid-tier creator, she got underneath your skin, brother. She did. Mike, the moment you've been waiting for, let me turn it up, y'all. Shout out to it both. This is one of our homeboys, y'all. Music review, album review. If you want to follow them on YouTube, Mellow Fresh.
Never let a hater hold your camera. They'll have you looking all types of crash. Better have some manners. Don't nothing get past me. I've been everywhere but Santa Ana. Now want attention up in your kitchen, blowing out them candles. It's a gamble. The crowd build the hall, paint the picture, wall to wall, we had the ball. And I hate to talk about your mama, I'm just telling you what I saw. Baby, they used to call me crazy, now there's a button in my hand. How about I press it, let's get hectic, I'm the $1 zillion man. Let's go all out. Since you got all involved, then let's go all out. Let's go all out. Since you got all involved, then let's go all out. Let's all. Since you got all involved, then let's go all out. Let's go all. Since you got all involved, then let's go all out. Again and again and again, dropping off the thick and thin. If a thing get dropped, everything don't stop, just stop and just leave again. Another trap you walking in, circles they were talking in. Had a pretty good plot on me, but I came back 3 times to win. It is what it's gonna be. You're playing with insanity. If I haven't seen you again, I hope that it don't take over me. Again and again and again. Written playing in the sand. Quit talking like you had a hand. It's fishes that ain't always been. We're talking about flesh. We're talking about flesh. Let's go all. Since you got all involved, then let's go all out. Let's go all. Since you got all involved, then let's go all out. Risk it all so I know it's real. Step back from the windowsill. Everything frosty, the drawer is open. If it's like water, then let it soak in. We've been on 10, now and then it's what now. You never seen crush only when we touch down. It's megaphone talk, cause I know you're listening. Salutation is the only condition. What is it with all of your pushing, shoving? They just trying to get them shoulders pumping. Apologize, say you ain't know something. Cause coming in through the window is nothing. It's DNA, born with the lust. We're for the silk and we're for the tufts. And man, you stand where lightning strikes. I've been the dawn, all I know is push.
He can take us right to work. We find him, then we get the shades back. And no one has to get punished.
All you had to do was be honest with me. But you couldn't do that, could you?
Come on, man, just tell us where he is.
It's like we say in the family, hay chotito, es esto.
You never let a hater hold your dollar. We was really about that bread, 13 heads in that Impala. Don't nothing get past me, I've been everywhere but Guatemala. Now violins and cellos playing at that altar. Again and again and again, dropping off the thick and thin. If a thing get dropped, everything don't stop, just stop and just breathe again. Another trap you walking in, circles they were talking in. Had a pretty good plot on me, but I came back. It is what it's gonna be. You're playing with insanity. If I haven't seen you again, I hope that it don't take over me. Again and again and again. Written plain in the sand. Quit talking like you had a hand. Especially that ain't always been. Oh, we're talking about flesh. Oh, we're talking about flesh. Let's go. Oh, since you got all involved, then let's go all out. Let's go. Oh, since you got all involved, then let's go all out.
Yo, this joint so fire, bro. Watch to the end, you could be like, yeah.
We tried everything with those shades. Couldn't get them working. Best of the best labs on the planet, test after test, and we didn't see a thing.
It was never yours to see.
All I need is the power.
Flesh.
Shades off. Now.
Ayudadito, this.
Now, what we call that again?
What you think, real?
Hey, bro, I don't even know how y'all be doing that stuff, y'all. If y'all didn't know, that's where McCall's at skills right there. If you need any, bro, tell me how y'all did it. Tell me the vision. Explain it.
Bro, I don't even know. I was just the man on the mountain, bro. It's all mellow. We're gonna have to get him up here and interview him, bro.
That's awesome, man. Did he tell you what the concept was? Did he break it down?
Nah, he just shot it. I had the code on. He told me what to say, and then it turned into all of that.
That's amazing, dog. He did all that. He did all the editing himself. Everything, Mike.
Everything, bro. Everything himself. Tell me that won't like a movie.
I don't know why he ain't doing movies, y'all. Yeah, I know, right? That's what I said. Since he fired with it. You got a lot of black men that are fired. I don't know why he don't do a short film. We don't do one. We need to do one for real. Short film, y'all. We got so many talented brothers. And my Mello is LA based, right, Mike?
Yeah, LA based.
If y'all didn't know, we got homies all over. Mike East Coast. I'm Dirty South. male West Coast, so his homies everywhere based, man. But
you see Wayne in the joint?
I saw that. I saw he did a cameo with the director. Another one of the homeboys, man. Mind you, they all Mike and them are all Mike's background is music engineer and stuff. That's what his focus has been. So you can see the skills with it. So it's crazy to see all that come together, man. That is, Mike. And we got one more for my dog, Mike, man. One more for Mike. This conversation, I didn't know, y'all. You know, always getting stuff off the cuff. As abortion skyrocketed, the black birth in Black America abruptly drops, Mike. And this is a real conversation, Mike. As someone that recently had children, Mike, in our ward and unit, Mike, I think per day, there were only, and this is in Houston, y'all, 5 black children being born to almost 25 other ethnicities. And the one thing, Mike, her doctor said to her, and I believe this real, y'all, as much relationship talk as we're having among millennials, there is a children epidemic. So you got to think, if all of us are delaying to have children, not having as many children as they did in the 90s and the early 2000s, 2025 and beyond, y'all, Mike, I had to think about it myself, man. Damn. How many fathers do we got, Mike? It's deep. Like, me and Mike homeboy, Mike probably got one loading, but everybody else, Mike, if you ain't in no relationship, man, it's something to think about, bro. I didn't know what you thought about that, Mike, being that was a record number saying, hey, Mike, birth rates for our generation are almost 25% lower than Gen Xers. I thought that was accurate.
Well, it's expensive to have a child, bro. You all know you're a brand new father. You know the expenses that you pay every day. So it's expensive, bro. And we got to think about it like this. Planned Parenthood has completed their mission.
Yes.
The mission was to exterminate black children, make the black population lower. And also you got to think about it like this too. It's a lot of mixing of the races now. I'm not trying to sound like I'm in the 1950s, but think about it. It takes 3 times to wipe out a generation, right? So yes, I have a black child. If I'm a black man, I'm with a white woman, right? We have a mixed interracial child. Okay, cool. Now you got to look at everybody that's mixing interracial. They have a white wife or a white spouse. You haven't noticed that, have you? A lot of people that's interracial and look kind of light skinned and beige. Look at who they are. They have a white counterpart. I have seen it. I don't know what the statistics is. So okay, that's 2 generations, right? So now the mixed baby and the white counterpart. After you had the black and white, now you have the mixed. The next generation is the mixed baby and the white counterpart. 3rd generation comes up, baby is almost 100% white.
That's facts. And what she said, Mike, is facts. My son and his fiance have opted out of having children, which I am not happy about, but I get it. I agree with you, love. I mean, like you said, the purpose of the union is to produce it. It could be later in life. Hopefully they change. But I do believe, Mike, the time man, the man, they having the kids, but we need more, just seeing that number, Mike. And it was just me, Mike. And again, I'm in a small percentage. I was in Houston when I saw it. But to see 25-1, Mike, as children, that was eye-opening to see that. Like, damn. So I had to think about it myself, man. I want my daughter to marry somebody like Mike. For real. I want my children to marry people that are like-minded. I don't want you to have to, I know that sounds messed up, but to not have someone that's going to value or get it. So it's like, if we don't have their peers set up, how is that going to work? You know what I'm saying? So it's a deep conversation all the way around, and finances do play a part, Mike. I ain't gonna hold no hand against that or say it's not. I don't know, Mike. Can we sustain another generation of thinking like this?
We cannot, bro. And it's more mixed and multinational, multi-ethnical babies out there, bro. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, but dog, the more brothers not getting black queens and the more black queens not getting brothers, we already have we were number 1 minority, now we're number 2. So what y'all trying to do? We need to have black babies. We need to have these black babies.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that, Mike. Marriage is about the unification of families and the purifying of bloodlines, and also a political union. Let's stop acting like it. So, Mike, you're absolutely right. And we got to talk about it, Mike, because if we're at that age and point where the message got to be hip. Because if you might not have your parent talking about it, and you know, we're not trying to sway you one way, but it is a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're all getting older. Ain't none of us getting older, younger. We gotta have these hard-nosed conversations that are uncomfortable. We ain't telling you how to live, but we telling you what the preference is. Mike is all the way. Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. That's
Black.
Mike
Black
is
queens always, bro. I've never had a interrelational with a white person ever. I may talk to some Spanish girls, I may talk to an Asian girl, African girl, but I never talked to no white girl.
I feel it. And that is Mike. And I would say me, I'm more like, man, get you somebody, y'all. It's to the point that we need more children. I mean, Mike, like I said, just to hear 25 to 1 Mike in a metropolitan city, sheesh. What about the other ones that ain't got no kids, Mike? What are they gonna do, Mike? It's only so much clubbing and going out and drinking and brunching you can do. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Mike. After 2 weeks of that, I'm done for a couple months. Am I lying?
Nah.
So that's it, Mike, man. That's it, man. Thank my dog for tapping in with a mobile live on Sunday. Mike, where you at this week? What else you got going on? Telling people, dog.
Oh man, I really ain't got nothing going on, man. But just be blessed, bro. I'm actually about to start taking an investment class. I do want y'all to understand this. Find a way to get some passive income, because if you spend all your time working for somebody else, you need to spend some time working for yourself and finding a way to make money work for you. I invite all of you to try to build generational wealth, whether it could be the smallest thing of paying for your child to go to school or paying for your child to do certain things that you weren't able to do. We love you, Miss Hamburger. Thank you for always tuning in.
That's what we do it for, Mike. And that's what it is, Mike. Hit him up. Word of the week, Mike. You got anything else you need to tell me? That's it, fam. And shout out to
man, check this out. Word of the week is perseverance, right? Time and time again, we go through things. Time and time again, we find ourselves on the top of the mountain and in the bottom of the valley. No matter where you are at in your life, if you are at the top of the mountain, can continue to persevere. But if you're at the bottom of the valley, persevere to get to the top of the mountain. Either way, your life is going to always revolve around the top of the mountain and the bottom of the valley. But you choose how you're going to get there and how you're going to get out. That's the word of the day.
Shout out to it, man. Till next week. See my dog. Peace. Shout out to my dog, what McCall, that beautiful word, man. For me, y'all, as we continue going, we'll be live on Wednesday, midweeks. Tap in. We'll have a few things going on with the family. Happy 3 months to T, baby. You already know my little girl's officially 3 months today, man. So that was a good blessing that I will not get to admit. At mama's house with it. So the setup will be different. Ordering, working, doing what I can. Check in with your family, y'all. Make sure you check in. You love them. You call them. You text them. Go see your cousins. Go see your loved ones. Also, make sure you can pull up. If you can make it, trade day will be this upcoming Saturday in Wilmot Park in Roanoke, Virginia. I invited you. The crowd has invited you. The family invited you. The loved ones invited you. Make sure you can tap in with us, man, if you can. Last but alone, man, thank you for tapping in. Everybody that got to see and come in with me, man. I appreciate you. I enjoy it. Thank y'all for watching for a mobile tap in. Try to have a good live. Call your family. Love your loved ones, and also check on them, man. Until next week, we will persevere. See your family. Bless you and your family too, Miss Hammer. We love you. We appreciate you, girl. Until next time, take care of yourself. We love you. Love you.